I guess the best things that have happened to me in my life is people had the courage to take a chance on me when I didn't fit the mold. And I am indebted to that idea, if not the very people that did it. So I want to recreate that for somebody else. I know what it's like to have put so much into a film, sacrifice your salary, try an original piece, and you're taking it around. You're panicked that the studio doesn't get it, doesn't have the right idea about it, that they want to advertise it as a big action film, and you think, no, 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 no. Hollywood is a business, just like anything else. But where the film business gets into trouble is when it tries to run art like a business. The fact is, art will survive anything, I think. I mean, in centuries from now, art will survive over who runs what studio, whether there is a studio, whether there's a system or whatever, art will survive it. Probably the brand of Sundance is tied a lot to the success of the festival because it's international. But the lab program is the engine that drives the whole thing. And that was started in 1980. We thought, well, someday this may work, where we can develop the skills of these filmmakers so that they can get their films made, and then maybe get into the marketplace in ways that they hadn't before. In the early years, we had no idea what was going to happen.
You just do it for me? Harvey, come on! Do it, okay!
From my standpoint, independent film is taking risks, it's pushing the envelope, it's expressing a voice that might be slightly out of the mainstream, slightly out of the center stripe of our society, but still part of our society.
Nobody's gonna see us.
Because I started in the theater on the stage in New York, I was partial to a playwrights program. And since writing is a big emphasis at Sundance, we would concentrate on that one part of our industry that seems the weakest, which is storytelling and character. What is being said isn't so important as what's happening. So the idea here is to, through the work process itself, try to help the filmmakers understand their own visions, realize them more efficiently, realize them more completely and dramatically.
It's really a place that's about experimentation, where the values of discovery and taking risks are the most important values here.
I wanted to create here in the mountains with the one thing I could contribute, which is my own property, in the middle of nature, a place free of the pressures of the marketplace. And hope that the filmmakers could risk, could be bold, could not fear failure, but look at failure not as a failure like the end of the road, but maybe a step forward.
It's very, very difficult, you'll see when you cut the two together, to go from her seeing to this close shot panning down. It will feel wrong. The reaction is what gives you the license emotionally to exaggerate and study it. Do you follow?
Okay. Yes. The Institute is sort of the beginning of the real independent film movement in America. The people that came out here, starting from Gregory Nava and El Norte the first year on, were the people who pioneer the idea of personal filmmaking in America.
We provide the opportunity. We provide the sense of place, and we're about development, and we're about connections, and we're about support. That's it. When it comes together and it works, then I think it's good for the industry, and it's good for the industry because it keeps something alive that is always seeming to be threatened, and that's diversity.
That's the whole point of the Institute. A lot of these films would never get made. People wouldn't have the opportunity to get them even into the marketplace. And there's a lot of talent out there that isn't getting developed because they don't have the opportunity to even get in the marketplace.
Over the years, we kept refining and refining the process. And then it grew from film to theater to documentaries. So the whole thing has been slowly expanding according to changing times, which is all good because it's all meant to move towards the same whole center, which is creating advantages for the filmmakers and by so doing advantage for the audience. We wanted a place to showcase the work. It's one thing to develop, it's another thing to be seen. So the festival was a chance for the filmmakers to exhibit their work to one another and to anyone who would come. So therefore, you allow the audience to see films they wouldn't see, which celebrates film as an art form.
So as that started to grow, he said, okay, that's going to sustain itself. So that created another opportunity. Now we can go international. So then suddenly we were able to create cultural exchange, and you could feel it. As long as we continue the point that we started with, if we can keep moving that forward and take advantage of changing times, then we should.
And finally, for me personally, I think that what moves me the most about this, and the reason I'm here, is that aside from the pleasure that anybody would get in creating opportunities for new people and new ideas, it is the nature of this whole beast, that what we do here and what we support for you is something that cannot be corralled by just straight business. You can't get a noose around its neck, and I love that. It defies the work here, the work of independent film and all of you, defies the odds. It defies any attempt for business to totally control it. And it does so because it has the strength of its conviction. It doesn't know any better. It just beats it all. I mean, it goes against logic, it goes against reason. To me, that is the most moving thing. The result of that is what sustains us and what keeps us alive.